There are 4 levels of self-discipline, and most people never make it past level 2. In this video, I'm going to break down these 4 levels and how to actually level up at each stage. The first level of self-discipline is where the most impulsive and unproductive members of society live. Have you ever come across the guy who contributes nothing at all in the group project and is just a freeloader? Yeah, that is quintessential level 1 dweller. These are the kind of people whose day-to-day lives have absolutely no structure. They go to bed at 5 in the morning after binge watching a show or playing video games, and then they wake up usually sometime in the afternoon feeling hungover. These people have no meaningful goals or long-term plans. Their only source of pleasure is instant gratification. They need constant dopamine hits just to sedate themselves back into their cycle of hedonism and degeneracy. The worst part of being at level 1 is that nearly all the company that you have is, well, also level 1, and this makes it hard to realize just how much you have fallen. I'm going to be honest with you, this is the hardest level to rise up from, because when you're in this level, you're just so used to being in your comfort zone 24/7, and you've basically lost all your muscles of hard work. If you're at this level and you actually want to get out of it, you need to follow these 3 principles. Principle 1 is to switch your sources of pleasure from instant gratification to delayed gratification. The simplest way to do this is pick out 1 or 2 things that you find a little challenging, maybe like working out or reading a book, and then do these activities in tolerable doses for the next 1 to 2 weeks. This way you're now teaching yourself how to feel good by doing something productive and not just relying on cheap instant pleasures. Principle 2 that you need to do is fix your diet, and I cannot stress this enough. If you're eating fast food each day, you're constantly bombarding your brain with cheap dopamine, and this constant supply of dopamine desensitizes you, and this is what is stopping you from finding other things enjoyable. Make it a rule starting today that I am only going to put natural single ingredient foods in my body, and I'm not going to eat things that come in packets and give me brain fog. The last principle is to fix your sleep schedule. Bro, stop staying up late at night. Nothing good happens at that time. I know you want to game with the boys and stay on that Discord call, but I'm telling you, those couple of hours cost you the entire day tomorrow. Because when you sleep late at night, no matter how many hours of sleep you get, you're still gonna wake up feeling like crap. And when you wake up feeling that way, you just don't want to do anything productive. The second level of self-discipline is made up of the functional but forgettable members of society. And here's where most people live. This is the guy who does his part in the group project, but never goes above and beyond. He's reliable, but never exceptional. Unlike level 1, his life actually has some structure to it. He sets an alarm, rushes to work or school, and gets things done, but only when there's external pressure. Deadlines control him, he doesn't control himself. Now granted, this person is not addicted to instant gratification, but he's still owned by comfort. He'll choose convenience over growth almost every time. Fast food here and there, scrolling at night, procrastinating work until it becomes urgent. He tells himself that he has goals, but they're usually quite vague and never acted on consistently. He's always going to start soon, just not today. The most dangerous part of level 2 is that life kind of works. He's not feeling badly enough to be forced to change, but he's not progressing enough to ever become exceptional. And just like level 1, his environment reflects him. Everyone around him is also doing just okay, which makes mediocrity feel normal and even acceptable. If you're at this level, you absolutely need to do these 2 things to level up. The first thing you need is a damn routine. No more living life like a leaf floating through the wind. No more relying on deadlines and negative consequences to mold your behavior. No more making decisions on the go. Sit down and write down how you're going to spend each hour of your day starting tomorrow. What times of the day are you going to be doing your deep work sessions? What time of the day are you going to work out? What time of the day are you going to read? Go as far as even mentioning what time of the day are you going to have your lunch and your dinner. What living life by a routine does is that it stops making things hard to start. You don't debate yourself whether you're going to start now or after lunch. All you now have to do is blindly follow a piece of paper and just do what it says. This alone is going to save you so much psychological energy. Also, the cool part is, after a week or two of following this routine, everything that is on your routine will begin to feel effortless to do, because you've been doing it for so long that it now just feels part of your identity. It's just what you do. And when you can actually hit the stage when things begin to feel effortless, this is when you're going to unlock a whole different level of consistency. The second principle that you need to understand at this stage is that consistency is much more valuable than intensity. Being able to read 5 pages of a book every day is much more valuable than reading 20 pages in one go and then never picking up that book again. To be honest with you, I really struggled to understand and accept this principle because I had this all or nothing perfectionist mindset. So for example, you see your routine for the day and you see that you have a 5k run planned. You don't really feel like doing it, maybe because you had an argument with a friend and you're not in a pretty good mood. So the perfectionist in you is going to be like, we are either doing the entire 5k or we are not running at all. And this is going to cause you to be inconsistent. You miss out on the run today, then you miss out on it tomorrow, and before you know it, you have abandoned your routine entirely. But someone with a consistency first mindset would deal with this situation quite differently. Instead of not doing the 5k run at all, he would just do something like a 1k or a 2k, which is way easier to do. So you could probably even do it even when you don't want to. But most importantly, this sort of approach allows you to maintain momentum and continue making that 1% progress even on your bad days. And I kid you not, this is an actual game changer. This ability to make tiny little bits of progress even on your bad days, this is what is going to take you on the next level. The third level of self-discipline is where the top 10% people live. This is the guy who actually has his life together. He's consistent, reliable, and often ahead of everyone else. He doesn't wait for motivation. He has good systems in his life that allow him to just execute. He goes to the gym, he reads, he works on his goals, and he follows through on what he says he will do. Unlike level 2, he doesn't just meet expectations, he exceeds them. He's the guy people describe as disciplined, focused, and on top of things. And because of that, he does see results. Better physique, better skills, better opportunities. His life is objectively improving. To be honest with you, this is a great spot to be at. There's nothing wrong with just staying here if it makes you feel content with life. But here's just one observation that I've made about the people who are in this level of discipline. Their discipline is still balanced. Such a person becomes pretty good at a whole bunch of things, but rarely becomes world class at one thing. So for example, someone with level 3 discipline could be someone with a pretty decent paying career, but he probably isn't a millionaire or the absolute best in his field. He could be someone who does MMA as a hobbyist and is actually quite skillful, but he's in fighting for the UFC. He probably posts decent content on social media, but he's never going to be the next marketing genius. The ceiling of level 3 isn't failure. It's being stuck at pretty good forever. If you want to step up from this level, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what is that one thing that you would like to get exceptional at? Do you want to become an exceptional entrepreneur or an exceptional engineer or an exceptional athlete? And I know this exercise of just picking out one thing to be exceptional at, it seems very limiting. You probably wish you could be exceptional at multiple things. But the truth is, the amount of effort required to become exceptional at something is just so ridiculously high that you can't afford to pick 2 things. But the good news is that once you truly become world class at one thing, it just opens up a world of opportunities. So maybe, just maybe, that trade-off might be worth it. After you have decided the one thing you would like to get exceptional at, now you need to design your entire day around that one thing, such that you maximize the time and effort you invest on your goal and minimize or eliminate things from your life that do not align with that one goal. I'll give you an example of this because I'm currently going through the exact same thing. I love martial arts and there is an MMA club pretty close to my house and they have MMA classes in the morning. But the thing is, I want to become exceptional at content creation, and the best time for me to focus and create content is during the mornings. So basically, my peak focus hours clash with the timings of the MMA class. And because of this, I had to stop going to these morning classes and instead stick to just lifting weights or hitting the bag at the afternoon. This way I am now prioritizing my development as a content creator over my development as a martial artist. But just to repeat myself, if you are at level 3 and you're happy and content with life and love the diversity of things that you get to do, stay here. There's nothing wrong with being here. But if you have that hunger to be exceptional and become world class at something, know that you would have to sacrifice many of the things that you love. The 4th level of discipline is where the elite live. This is no longer about forcing yourself to do things. People at this level don't even think about being disciplined. At this point, discipline is part of their identity. At level 4, you're actually the kind of person who cannot not do the work. They have exceptionally high standards for themselves. So someone at level 4 has all the skills that people at level 2 and 3 have. But they also possess something that gives them an edge. That is a deep, meaningful goal. And this goal typically isn't something self-centered or materialistic. It is more often than not a cause bigger than themselves that fuels them even after they have faced repeated setbacks. In his book called Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl talks about how in the worst of human conditions like concentration camps, people who had someone waiting for them, some unfinished work, or a mission that they felt responsible for, were far more likely to survive these brutal conditions. It's not because they were stronger, it's that they had a reason to keep going. And there's so much truth in this statement that those who have a why can endure almost anyhow. And to be honest with you, your why doesn't even have to be about changing the human civilization. I meet an uncle at a mosque each day and he's probably in his 70s. This man is the first man to show up at the mosque before anyone else, all 5 times a day. Whether it is raining, whether there's a storm outside, whether there's no electricity in the building, this man just shows up. And that level of consistency and discipline from a 70-year-old is absolutely shocking to me. Because I'm fairly young and healthy and even I'm not that consistent. And it's pretty easy to see why he is the way that he is. Because these prayers that he's attending are just so deeply, deeply meaningful to him. So meaningful that he doesn't mind getting up at 4 a.m. or getting wet in the rain. A why that is truly so big that he can endure anyhow. And as always, in case no one has told you this today, I am rooting for you.